Picture this, I'm a bag of dicks, put me to your lips. I am sick, I will punch a baby bear in his shit. Give me lip, I'ma send you to the yard. Get a stick, make a switch. I can end the conversation real quick. I am crack.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the DIT6 podcast. Episode number Sweet 16.
It's 15 more than I thought we would do.
We can officially, you're going to say that in every episode. We can officially drive. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm one of your hosts this week, Nicholas Mazzeo, and as always, I'm joined by my two best buds. 2012's No, I promised you something else.
And you nickname, yes.
Jesus, the Sarge Costello.
What's up?
And the best man, Jamie Campbell. Why are you the Sarge?
I got promoted last week.
In what?
Canadian Forces. I'm not playing your game. I'm not buying into your stupidity. No. So yeah, I'm a sergeant now. It was pretty cool.
You went from Master Corporal to Sergeant?
Yeah.
How many ranks up is that? Like, what level are you in numbers?
8.
You're level 8.
No, I don't know. No. So
yeah, no, but
it starts out with private recruit.
So private's 1.
Private recruit.
So private recruit's 1.
Private.
2.
Corporal.
3.
Master Corporal.
4.
Sergeant.
So you're level 5. See how was that so hard?
Sure.
5 levels. How many levels are there?
And then after sergeant is warrant, master warrant officer, and chief warrant officer.
What about like prime minister?
No. Non-commissioned ranks. Those are right. So
How do you become a commissioner rank?
you apply.
Is that level 9?
No, it's a whole different.
So you can go from here or from here.
You'd start from 0. Like it's a whole different stream.
You don't have to get to 7 or 8.
No. It's a whole different thing.
Did this come with like a pay raise?
Yep, pay raise. Luckily, the job I'm currently in recruiting is a Master Corporal Sergeant position, so I can continue doing my job as a sergeant now, getting more money to do the same job with a different title, but it doesn't change there. And at the unit, like, I have more responsibilities.
Did you get a new desk like nameplate?
Do
you have
my name's on my door to my
Does
office.
it say Master Corporal right now?
Yes.
Is it gonna get a new one?
Yeah, a new year. I felt like this would be a New Year's issue. Like right now, I didn't feel like because I promoted Tuesday, and then Friday was my last day at work, which is today. So I'm like, there's no point in these 4
Army
days.
just shuts down for December.
Yeah, the federal government shuts off for December. Yeah,
Unless there was a war, then you'd be working.
then
Like if there was a legit war right
Your
now.
recruiting would be an overtime.
yeah. I mean, the Army, that's how it works, right? That's the whole kind of thing about having people you get called and then you go work.
When's the next war going to be?
I don't know when the next war is going to be, but the Canadian Forces actually, if you look at the news, the government is looking to commit soldiers to various tasks around the world. One of them possibly being talks are Africa.
That's a continent. Which country?
Mali.
Boom.
That's a drug. Which country?
When I first heard Mali, I thought it was like a Caribbean island. I was like, that's where Canadian Forces are going? Like, sign me up like tomorrow. But no, Mali is a country in Africa. That's where there's talks. Nothing's confirmed. All right, and this is still at the highest level. Still the Prime Minister talking to other people about
Would
things.
they be sending into the fake army? This is a legitimate question.
Reservists, yes, would probably be deploying in support of the regular force. So, who knows? Maybe they'll go.
Yeah.
Do they? I was just asking because I thought maybe do they take Christmas off? Like even if there was a war, because in World War I, didn't they do like a little truce? Like they were cool
for like a
Christmas?
day. They played a game of soccer in front of their trenches.
Yeah,
and then they went back in their holes, continued shooting each other the next day.
Yeah.
No.
I guess terrorists don't play that game anymore.
No, especially considering they don't observe this holiday. But no. People are deployed over Christmas. You see these pictures all the time where like soldiers are like overseas and they're wearing Christmas hats and stuff like that, slinging their weapons. Yeah, no, happens.
Oh, I know, but it wouldn't be a show unless we didn't joke about the Army somehow, and
yeah,
so eventually we just piss off that whole population and they murder us.
Maybe that's why we don't have as many subscriptions. Just saying.
That's true. Ladies and gentlemen, speaking of subscriptions, please hit that subscribe button down below. All the social medias are there. I'll do it every fucking week till we get to 100, and then into 100,000.
I like it.
So we're weekly. We come out every day with a topic, give or take, and then Friday the whole thing comes out for you on podcast services and YouTube everywhere. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get started. I'm going to go first. I'm doing like a two-parter. This week I'm doing a top 10 list of the worst things that happened in 2016. And then next week I'll I'll end off on a positive note. Talk about the top 10 best things that happened in 2016.
Literally every celebrity died this year.
Yep,
All of them.
That's on
There's
the
none.
list.
We're up for the next
We're
cast.
next celebrities to
Yeah,
die.
we gotta get casted for a
You
movie.
know, there's A-listers, B-listers, C-listers. Where do you think we fall on the
You
ladder?
know,
A YouTube
and
channel.
Excel. You know Excel, right? You know the
Yeah, we're like
application of Excel.
YZ.
Yeah. Where exactly the letter grade goes AA and AB and A. Yeah.
We're
Double digit letters.
Double digit letters to the
I
furthest
would
right.
we're like ZZ maybe. Like
Yeah.
we would be in that bracket.
No, I think
You think we're above that?
I think we're in like FH.
because we have a show that is somehow broadcast around the world. I think that takes off the ZZ.
So we're above the normies, like the civilians
Yeah.
who just don't do anything.
Yeah.
Okay,
So, but that I think maybe
It's a good like 7 billion people though. We're ahead of.
we're the 1%.
W. I'm thinking WJ. You know, in that category.
Whiskey Jack.
Yeah, that's cool. So that's all right. I can deal with that. So I'm gonna do top 10 list. The joke on the internet now is that this is like the worst year ever. People can't wait for this year to be over. All this bad shit's been going down. So that's why I'm starting there. Top 10 worst. This is my opinion. I've ordered them in a certain order. But it's also the general pop. You know, I'm not going to talk anything personal. Like, I didn't buy a PlayStation 4. That's number 4 on this
sale
year.
right now.
I know.
$200 bucks.
$329.
That's a good price.
29. On my
$199.
budget.
I'll give you $11 to buy one.
20. Give me $29. I'll buy
Yes,
one.
to pitch another 15. That's terrible math.
If you
by
get
the way.
between two, you give me $29.
$18.
I'll buy a $329 PlayStation.
I want to do it just see if you can do it.
You won't.
She's gonna take
I'll
our
never-
Call my
$29
bluff.
Take our $29 and buy a burrito.
You'll
Yeah.
never know.
Go to $5.
That's a good burrito.
So this is just you know about all this stuff. All right, number 10.
Start from the bottom, right?
10.
Now we're here.
I hate top 10 lists that start at number 1. When you go to those websites that have like top 10
Yeah.
fashion
Yeah, and this
dresses, number 1.
How often
No.
are you looking at top 10 fashion dresses?
Who knows, man?
This is definitely in order of worst to worstest of things.
Worst to worstest. Okay, good. Worcestershire sauce at the top.
Yes. So number 10, killer clowns.
Ooh, that was a thing.
Yeah.
I wasn't
this
too
is also
much-
like a rapid fire. Heads up. You know, we
I
could talk
knew-
for a
I
minute
knew-
or 5.
I knew it was going on, but I didn't really like read any story on
It was like a little pop
Little
culture
blip?
phenomenon.
Little
Yeah, blip. Where
in
people,
October, pretty much kind of
Yeah.
leading up to Halloween.
kids were dressing up in scary clown costumes and scaring other kids.
Now that we have kids, you're walking down, maybe it's kind of nighttime. You know, you got Seb, you got Tanya there, Link, Vanessa. Killer clown pops up. What do you?
Like, actual killer? Like he's trying to kill me?
Well, you don't know.
None
Anybody could be behind
None of
that
us have the
mask.
gusto enough to do anything more
But your
than be
kid's
like,
there. I feel like there's a different factor.
Anyone
What do you
shows
do?
up and spooks us, automatically it's fight or flight, right?
Yeah,
Anyone,
that's what I mean.
right.
Where do you think you
But
land
the
on that?
clown, if anything, takes away from the threat to me. Even a scary clown
Really?
outfit
Okay.
lowers the threat.
Okay.
Because now I'm not taking you seriously. Now, if the guy's holding a knife, then obviously, regardless of the mask or not.
Army train comes in.
No, but like if someone jumps on and spooks me and my family, it's fight or flight, right? The costume, the mask would decrease my, because then I'm immediately thinking it's a joke.
Yeah.
So that's probably even more dangerous because now I'm not taking it as seriously. I think my initial reaction would be being upset. Like especially if you like made the kid cry, I'd be upset. But overall,
Would you get verbally aggressive? You'd be like, "The fuck's wrong with you?"
Depends how.
I play it by ear.
If you come on and goes boo and you scare my kid, I'd be like, fucking asshole, get out of here! Like you scared my kid.
What if he keeps
Get out.
inching closer,
Oh,
like trying
then-
to be the creepy clown, like following
then
you?
that,
or
that
like,
might again lead to fight or flight. Like either run away or fight or fight him.
I'm not running. 9.
You're not running. This could go.
He's
on,
sticking around.
This could go.
I
on
always
either-
want to start fights. Remember me? In
Yeah,
the
you
club,
want to
man?
start him, but like once you're in, you want to start him and then get out.
No, you guys remove me all the
But you
time.
have your kid.
Yeah,
in
but
there.
you were not there anymore.
You have your
This
kid
is not a
involved now.
scenario where all your friends are behind you going. This is you with Vanessa and Lincoln just hanging out.
I'll call you.
Call him.
Yeah.
9.
He'll be right there. This could go on either best or worst. The
weird.
Brexit.
I think that'd be on worst.
You think it's worse?
Why would it be the best thing?
Well,
Because people wanted to do it. So
it
people
was a
who
52
I
to
think those people
48.
knew what they wanted.
52 to 48% vote. So
yeah,
it's very
some
close.
people wanted it, so they got what they wanted. So in
Some
their
people
minds,
also
it's
wanted Donald
success.
Trump, and they don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Wow. Again, to some people that I'm sure it's on the list,
I feel like
but
it's
I'm sure
number-
to some
I feel
people
like
it's
like
it's a
number one.
success.
I
It's
think
a
number one
success.
on his list.
Probably.
You want to guess?
Yeah. I'm gonna say 2. I'm gonna say 2 is gonna be a surprise number 1.
This podcast. is
Breakfast
number 1.
better be on your best list.
As in worst topic.
I had a good breakfast today. Never mind.
You didn't take a
So
picture
good.
of it? Put it on Instagram? Didn't
I
happen.
didn't. I
Didn't
didn't.
happen.
Oh, okay.
Insta food, Insta daily.
Mhm.
You can do later, Graham.
Hashtag food porn.
Yeah.
8.
No.
Okay. What do we
Calm
do?
down.
Yes.
Who's that?
Calm down, Jamie.
Classic
We don't need this
Jamie.
Jamie right now.
No, because Brexit is political, and therefore he has
Zero.
zero input. I have very little input too. So
Yeah,
I'm with you here.
People are arguing it's good in the sense that, and I don't even.
When's the deadline? Like when is it? When is the official thing?
They have 2 years from I think when it happened,
I
give
thought
or
it was, like,
take,
months or something.
to finalize. Like they have to put certain things into place before they can officially separate. And if they don't, I don't really know what happens. But yeah, I mean, so, some people are happy because it tightens up immigration and people moving, and so some people are also arguing that that's a very kind of xenophobic, sort of racist approach to this.
But the UK,
Because before you had
Britain-
the free movement in the EU, right?
I think, has become a really kind of weird, scary place.
Far right,
Yeah,
where America's going.
right. Because with their censorship of pornography and even just how they handled it, right? They're just like, I don't even know what the wording is, but like nothing overly crude or nothing overly thing, which
It's the good stuff.
that's the good stuff. Like it's becoming a weird place with that.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. So yeah, I put it on the worst because to me, as much as they voted in favor of Brexit happening, it seems a little iffy. I mean, their dollars, their pound has dropped. And
I think
all that
something
stuff.
as big as this, I feel like it almost needs a more than just a simple majority. Like, what was the split again?
52-48.
Like that.
Yeah.
I think I don't think that's
too
enough.
indecisive.
That's not enough.
That's too much of your population not on board with
exactly. Right.
this. But then again, that's a democracy. I don't know.
Right. But I feel like for something as big as this, it requires something like a 70%.
90% of people that vote shouldn't vote.
Yeah, and then you look at the actual percentage of people who did vote, right? So probably not a lot. Number 8, kid dies by alligator in Disney World.
I didn't know about that.
Nah, that was this year. I thought it was longer ago.
You didn't hear about that?
No.
It was like the big news.
Yeah, kid was just down by the water somewhere in Disneyland.
I'm tracking the gorilla.
Tracking he's there.
Okay.
Spoiler alert.
I'm tracking the gorilla. I'm not tracking the alligator.
Yeah, can you imagine being like at Disneyland and you see your kid over there and alligator just later
Gone.
like that gone.
So they were at Disney World, and obviously it's Florida, so there's swamps and stuff with alligators. And I believe there was a sign, like this is like on Disney World property, this swamp or lake, whatever it was. And there's a sign, I believe, that said danger alligators. But you can kind of like walk right up to this swamp or whatever, and kid walks up, and it's not the most negligent parent thing, I guess. Like I feel like
I don't think it was like an out of bounds area or something.
no, like I think my mom would have been like, go, it's right there. Like I don't know, it's like right there. It's not like you had to go down a hill, and it was kind of like right there, and then just gone.
Here's my thing with this is
So what happened? What was the aftermath of that?
They hunted the alligator down, I think, and that's about it.
And the kid was dead, obviously eaten.
And
then, but did they get like $1 billion from Disney? Like what happened?
I
Like,
don't think so.
nothing much
But
more came
here's
out
my
of it.
thing is
But it was like big news for
you're
them.
on Reddit nowadays, you're on the news nowadays, and you see these things like today was a guy shooting himself in the chest and this and that, and like all these things have boiled down to a GIF.
Yeah.
Watch a GIF. You're 5 seconds later. You're done with the GIF. You move on. It's so hard to put yourself in someone's shoes like this, like the parents. Like that was a real thing.
like that is
happened.
a life-changing
He
scenario.
was
But for the
less
rest of
than-
the world, it's like a blip in the news, and then you move
Right.
It's something you kinda
It doesn't
laugh at,
affect me
or-
in the slightest, not on an emotional level, but in a real world life. Like that happened, and I live my day. It's so hard to try to like say give an opinion on that and put yourself in their shoes. Impossible.
And one of the reasons why I put it on here is because again, if we want to put a dad spin on this whole freaking show, like. Put yourself in that situation, right?
You can't.
And no,
on.
but
You can, but you don't want to.
no,
you don't want to. There's no.
Exactly. But and a lot of people like these parents on social media ate hardcore shit, but at the same time, like I said, man, like this wasn't like
Things, accidents
I'm
happen.
tired of social media.
it's not like they hopped the fence. It's not
So
like
shit happens, and that
People
could.
social media, they were shitting on some mom for kissing her young little toddler on the lips the other day. Did you hear about that?
No, but
It's like I'm so sick of social media. I want to.
That. Yeah, man. Join the. I haven't been on Facebook in years. Come.
I'm
Come.
so close.
Come.
So
Come.
close.
Come.
I want to be one of those people. I'd be like so hipster.
Yeah. The thing is, I like what the internet has. I like the. I don't know. Anybody I know, I don't care what they have to say. Like, I'm sorry, people that I know.
I've blocked people on Facebook.
But like, I love like Reddit. We're on Reddit, and I love the fact that I can see people's opinions and thoughts, but I don't know who they are. I don't need to know who they are. I don't need to see a picture of you or doing anything. But just you have an opinion on a particular topic, and people give it, and just you can converse and ideas and stupid and good ones, but they're all there, right? I don't, that to me has value, not just Nick's breakfast.
Yeah.
Harambee's next, isn't he? Because I feel like you connected Disneyland with zoo, like in your head.
I'm trying to go.
Don't get off course. Stay on course.
I'm trying to get progressively worse. So Harambee is number 7.
See, I'm in his headspace.
Yeah.
Disneyland, zoo, similar type of thing.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Harambe. No, this was a boy dying, and now this is a 17-year-old gorilla. But
I don't understand. So I remember it happening. And then now there's right? Now that's a total meme central.
it's
but
huge.
I don't really draw the
Me too.
Draw the
I missed
line.
this one.
I don't know
So
how
the kid falls in.
No, I get the story.
No, I got
but
the
yeah.
whole story and I get the whole meme, but I don't get how we got from here to here.
Yeah.
That's what I'm missing.
Like, okay, they shot a gorilla.
Because people were outraged. People were outraged that they shot the gorilla because the gorilla
Was
wasn't
protecting.
were protecting or not overtly hurting the child.
Yeah.
But the threat level was still super high. It was
Right.
still high enough, and then they have protocols. They have that was a big thing. The zoo's like, we have protocols. Like something happens like that.
If people would have went in there, maybe it would have escalated, right? Who knows? Anyways,
Right.
I know what you're saying, but I just still don't understand how it's become from this
because
to
of
this.
the outrage that
People-
follow
pe-
this event.
People flip the story around and start
Yeah.
making fun of those people now, I guess.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
It
I-
got to a level where I didn't think it was going to get.
Like, I heard about it when it happened, saw the news clip or whatever, saw it on Reddit, and I was like, okay. And then for it to become what it is now, like, Dick's out for Harambe, and there's a song and stuff. It's just
haven't
like,
actually heard
I don't
this
know how the Dicks Out came out. Like
I don't really know either.
I think
But
that's off of another thing.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is merged.
But like, I don't know how that happened. Like, it's like when the what was it last? I think that was 2015. The dentist who shot the lion
Yeah.
on Safari.
Like,
yeah.
I love and I hate how people get to another level about these things. I
Yeah.
read these stories. I'm like, yeah, on to the next one. I'm part of the problem. I'm not reading these things. It's a GIF. It's to me. It's a
But I
news
mean,
article.
what is there for you to do though?
Exactly. I just don't give a shit about a lot of things.
But even if you did give a shit, like, what are you gonna do? Right? You're gonna make another comment, or you're gonna post something. You're gonna donate to the zoo. Like, who you do, like, you know what I mean?
no to all the above.
You know what I mean? Like,
I don't even like things.
right. But like, say if you did, you're saying like you're the part of the problem. Say you weren't. You were trying to be part of the solution. What is there to do to this story? There's
Well, maybe
nothing.
I'm part of the solution of ignoring it then, or just not.
I
paying
think so
attention
too.
to it.
That's one point. Like, you are actually doing a good thing and ignoring it.
Yeah,
you
I'm
know?
not contributing to helping people. To
Don't
ignore it.
feed the
It's just-
trolls, because if you cared, like, say, and then you're like, oh, this is terrible. I feel bad for the monkey or the gorilla, or whatever, and I wanna help. No, just carry on. Just carry on.
6.
There's nothing to do. What is 6?
Darth Vader.
All the celebrity deaths.
Name
Yeah.
them.
There's been like another 2 this week.
Yeah.
Alan Thicke died the other day.
Alan Rickman.
Alan Thicke.
Alan Thicke also died.
I know. I'm saying next.
Yeah.
Alan Rickman, right? Rickman.
Yeah, Rickman.
Snape.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy who played Snape.
He looked
David Bowie,
dead boy.
Prince.
I was having a conversation the other day about how people felt Harambee? No. About Prince, and people, one guy's like, oh yeah, David Bowie, because like I always liked his music. People are like, when Prince died, I felt it more for some reason than like when say Michael Jackson died. Even though I was like more of a Michael Jackson
I didn't
fan
feel
of his
anything
music.
about any of these. The last one I felt a little bit like that kind of sucks was the guy from Glee, Finn from Glee. That was the last one I remember being like, oh, okay, I really know this guy, because a lot of these Prince, I never listened to his music.
See,
you know things, but him, I watched Glee, like I knew who he was. He was Canadian, like and it mattered a bit
To
more.
me, death happens, right? And so I kind of see it very objectively. I try to, at least. Prince had done his thing. He was still kind of coming out with music here and there and doing something, but he had done his thing. I don't know. I feel like his time came, maybe a little early.
Robin Williams.
Robin Williams,
wasn't
that's a
this
huge
year,
one.
though, right?
But see, well, I feel like they still had so much more potential. I'm not to say that Prince didn't. I'm not saying that, but like, tell me when it happens. But like, Michael Jackson hit me because I could still feel like I could still get a Michael Jackson album in like today, right? If he hadn't died when he did, and it'd still be awesome, and still I'd like it.
When did his last one come out? Did you even listen to it, buy it? Did you even know a single song on it?
Yeah.
Last song I remember Michael Jackson was Free Willy.
That was a good song.
You're not applicable here, man. You're the exception. Heath Ledger hit me.
Really?
Yeah, because his role as Joker was phenomenal, and just
So
that could have been a stepping stone for so many more because of the role.
But he died months before that movie came out, so you didn't know you liked him yet in the Dark
No,
Knight.
but Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah.
He was a great, and so the way I say, I feel bad because of the potential that could have come had they lived.
For me, like past celebrity, I remember for some reason, because they don't hit me either regularly, but Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah.
That guy was that was one. I don't really care too much for celebrities either, but I'm like, that guy nails every role he gets.
Yeah.
And he was such an awesome actor. And when he died, I was like, oh shit, I'll never see that guy in a movie again.
Yeah. And he said again, you look forward to seeing him in a movie because he's not, even if he's not the role, the main lead character, you know that if he's in it, there's going to be at least a good part to it.
Yeah.
Right.
What I hate with celebrity deaths is everyone, and again, this is what sucks about social media, starts posting a picture or something like R.I.P. Prince, or and you see the people post. I'm like, I know you. You haven't you don't listen to Prince. You're just on the bandwagon of
the best part is rip in peace.
I always
R.I.P. in peace.
R.I.P. in peace.
Rip in pieces. The next person that would pass away that I think would draw me close to posting an Instagram or something would be like Mr. Rogers.
Isn't he dead?
Probably. I might have missed the train.
You should fact check
Pretty sure I might have missed it.
I don't know.
Maybe he passed away before Instagram was a thing.
That guy.
It's not like I'm checking is he still alive type of thing. He's not.
Okay.
Look it up real quick.
Get ready for some serious feels. Because I think that motherfucker's dead.
Today, post on the Instagram for Dads and Six. Rest in peace, Mr. Rogers.
No, he died. He's dead. He's dead. In 2003.
So there you go. I didn't even get a chance.
Jamie's waiting for it. Jamie's waiting for it. Any moment now. 13 years ago.
Yeah, so Instagram wasn't even a thing, man. So I didn't even
13 17 years old.
With a flip phone, I could have posted something with my background image. Can you please DIT6 that later, Instagram?
2003, man.
Yeah, just say rest in peace, Mr. Rogers.
You'll understand when you watch this episode.
I'm putting a picture of Mr. Rogers as
man, that was a thing.
Oh, that was good. All right. Number 5.
We're only on 5. This is going to get better.
Yeah. It's going to get worse, actually. It's all the terrorism. The truck killing in Nice, the Brussels bombing, the Istanbul.
Is that all each one?
I just put them as number 5. Terrorism. ISIS.
Nice.
ISIS fucking your day up.
Does this also include like the shootings that happened? The guy
no, that's a little different.
Okay, guy got convicted just the other day for the black church shooting that just happened yesterday.
No, that one's not on my list. But yeah,
terrorism.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I still remember specifically
Mr. Rogers. Terrorism.
Yeah, both serious losses.
Yeah.
The truck. I remember that one
in Nice.
In Nice,
that was a big one. The Orlando shooting.
That's a different one.
Yeah.
Because
they're still linked. Anyways,
they're
Orlando,
still linked.
And then there's the concert one, which was kind of like the spark did. Then there was the in Belgium. It was the airport.
It might have been in Brussels was a big one because there was multiple bombs going off.
Yeah, but I think
the city.
epicenter was the big one was at the airport.
Yeah, I think you're right. And Istanbul was in an airport too, I believe.
Yeah.
This is another thing. I mean, I don't know if it's just news in general with me, but it's so hard for me to take a story and to really absorb it.
I think it's life with you, John. You're so apathetic. It's.
Probably.
I mean, that's.
Yeah, I mean,
you're that's who you are.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
But here's another thing: is all these terrorist things. It's again so hard to try to put yourself there in Nice or any of these places. The Boston Marathon bombing, that's a horrible thing. You're watching it. That I actually felt. I don't know why it's closer to home, maybe
because. I mean, the France ones hit me because when did the Nice thing happen? Do you have a date roughly? Estimate?
I think it was in June because I remember I think I was off because Leia was born, and I just remember consuming it because I was home, really consuming it. It's on
CNN.
See, the thing is, I was in France in June, so I was there. I remember being in France around that time period. I think it was before, because I remember it being in. Was it before? I can't remember. It was before the Nice thing.
Yeah.
But still standing by the Eiffel Tower and just being like, if there was this is a good spot for an attack. Like, if an attack was going to happen, the park in front of the Eiffel Tower, around it, all those thousands of tourists. This is a good spot for a terrorist attack, right? Thinking that Boston Marathon thing. We live in Toronto. Like, you could be out.
Yeah, we've watched our wives do them. We've ran them.
Yeah.
Right?
What was the last marathon you ran?
I did one with
Right,
him.
we've done runs.
We did the Easy Jog 5K.
Color Me Rad or
yeah, let's not get into details. We've done runs, but
yeah,
the point
we've
is,
done marathons.
The point is, exactly. Our wives have done it. Our girlfriends have done it. Wives. So like, that could resonate. Like, that could be a thing. Like, next time you're at one of these events, you're like all of a sudden like a little edgy, and that's it. That's terrorism. That it takes you out of your comfort. Like, the deaths and losses at that moment are huge, but the effects are that you're no longer comfortable where you are.
And the thing, like, specifically, again, Nice stuck with me more because it was brutal. Like, the guy just took a truck and just bulldozed. And, there's family, there's kids, and it's just like, it makes sense. Like, okay, Paris, it's Paris. It's the capital of France. It's the biggest tourist spot in the world. Brussels, big capital city, Istanbul. But to go to Nice, like, I would go to Nice. Like, if I was touring France, I'd be like, I'll go to Nice. And you wouldn't think, and it was on Bastille Day.
Yeah,
so that's May, I think. But like, it's just like Nice. If they're not gonna hit Nice. They're gonna hit the subways in Paris or the Eiffel Tower or something. And then, like, for that shit to happen, I was like, man, that's.
I don't know how they stop it. I know it's a whole other topic, but I don't know how you put an end to this, man. The war on terror, the war on drugs, money. There's no way. There's no way to stop it. There's not.
I think the war on drugs and the war on terror share a name, and that's probably the war on drugs is very much money. It's very much money. The war on terror is actually like, I think now it's getting to the point where people are like, okay, no, for real though. Things need to be done. The war on drugs has affected millions of people, and many people have died from it. But it's one of those problems. Like, we gotta fix it, but maybe tomorrow. We'll do this to fix it. But terror, I think it's real.
I'm paralleling only in the terms that it doesn't matter how much money and time you throw at these things; they're not going away.
Yeah.
Yes, and I mean, the bigger political question is also, like, we have our very role to play in how this is playing out and why it continues, right? We're not necessarily the good guys all the time as much as it's painted that we are, right? Like, we're not American, but the U.S. are the ones who just steamrolls into any country because they feel the need to protect or establish something, right? So you could almost, I'm not saying I sympathize with these terrorists, but you could see why they are not going to stop this. Like, you come in and fuck up their shit, they're going to just keep this stuff going. Like, it's right. Like, I don't know how you stop it. You can't.
I mean, that's way deeper than we could ever get into right now. But it's
Twitter version.
It's actually scary. It's scary. We have young kids. Like, I mean, this is something they're going to be dealing with in 20 years, 30 years. They're going to be dealing. This is the same situation we're in, where we're still trying to figure out how to solve this. I think they're going to be dealing in it. I don't think in 20, 30 years, all the great powers because there's just so opposing views on it. I don't think they're ever going to, not ever, but not. Our kids are going to be dealing with
everything was just so simple, like in Star Wars, just the Imperials and the Rebels. But it's just not
black and white. Yeah. Number 4, I just labeled it Syria, and all that shit. So the refugee crisis, the civil war, now kind of like what's fascinating, like on Reddit and other social medias now.
See the newscaster that cried?
No, I didn't see that.
I think it's on top of videos or on Reddit. But it's a newscaster that he's talking about the atrocities, and he just starts crying because he's talking about, he's reading his teleprompter, and it talks about, like, there's children, not fighting aged males or whatever, children being slaughtered, like purposely targeted and slaughtered on the streets, and the guy he's like, I can't. And he just starts crying mid live air that goes ballistic.
Well, what
you know what I mean? Like, it's real.
And what's I find like hitting right now pretty big is the stuff on. If I'm not excuse my ignorance, but I believe Aleppo.
Aleppo. It was in Aleppo,
is the capital city.
Yeah.
Of Syria.
I'm not confirming that it is. I'm saying I'm acknowledging
our ignorance.
Yeah, I'm acknowledging our ignorance.
That Aleppo is if you go on Reddit, like you'd see like 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, they show you one picture and it's like this beautiful city, and then today it's literally like done.
That's done. Iran. I mean, Iran.
Yeah.
If you look in the 70s, there used to be, I think the 70s. Again, forgive our ignorance here, but in the 70s there used to be like American schools there, and
Afghanistan was the same.
Afghanistan was the same. It was beautiful, like literally
wasn't
beautiful.
Like Osama bin Laden like a tourist in Paris, like back in the 70s?
Yeah,
like, just normal looking people.
He studied in Europe, I think.
Yeah, like and beautiful, and then now it's a worn, torn.
Things are being destroyed faster than they're being built.
So what happened, I think, the other day with Aleppo was, and again, this was hitting social media. Like I think Aleppo is done. Like that city, like this capital city, is almost pretty much done. And people were essentially live tweeting, live videoing like their final thoughts. Like, this is it, goodbye. Like they was like it. Like if you look it up now, like it just shook you a little bit.
Well, I'll tell you that one video
that
of the
reporter, it's
gets
the same,
you. But you know
thing.
what?
But these are like civilians just like saying I'm out. Like
I don't know if this actually, I don't know if this is 2016 necessarily, maybe a couple of years back, but it just blows my mind that this type of stuff is happening everywhere. So there's another a buddy of mine, very close friend of mine, put me onto this documentary that I haven't fully finished watching yet, but it's about what happened in the Ukraine with like Russia trying to take over. And then same thing, like we're part of Ukraine was like very, very divided between East and West, and one portion was taken over by Russia, and then the other part resisted, and then atrocities were being committed, just like unarmed people, because so their whole thing was they were gonna protest non-violently, and so people like unarmed were being just shot, no weapon in hand, people trying to help the injured, right, which. War, the laws of war dictate you don't shoot like paramedics and stuff like that, right? Yeah. We're just, and not even paramedics, people just trying to drag, just being shot by sniped out, like ridiculous atrocities. And so that was not something in the Middle East. That was more in like
in
Europe, but things happens everywhere, man. It's crazy.
that was crazy. Like Russia just said, "Oh, this part of Ukraine, ours."
Yeah,
and like nothing, like nobody did shit all. And then like that was a couple years ago. Now it's just like, well, on to the Kardashians. That's what sucks about like, and again, what do we do about it?
But the thing is,
we're part of the problem too.
What can you do? Almost like you watch that news and it breaks your heart, and sometimes you need a break. You need to just be like, okay, I'll watch the Kardashians. Like I need a big butt right now just to kind of distract me from life.
Yeah.
Because almost it's almost like what can you do? What can you do?
So many things are like that. The whole you're saying the porn laws in the UK. It's like no matter how many people complain or raise a fit about it, it's almost like you can't stop this inevitable moving object that's going this way, or censorship on the internet, or like net neutrality.
But see, even then, I feel like you at least you can do that. You can write a petition to your politicians saying, "I disagree with the laws of the land. I disagree with them. I don't know if anyone else does." You can try to get support. Be like, "Hey, do you agree with this? No, then here, sign this piece of paper, and I'll be sent."
Right,
but with atrocities happening there, what can you really do?
Yeah,
but even
it's
with
political.
I mean, I hate to be comparing stuff like Syria to internet laws, but it just seems like even here at home with the stuff like the internet laws, people start petitions, they get a bill shot down, and then the bill comes back months later. So it's almost like you're fatiguing society out until you get your way,
which is fine, which is democracy. You keep fighting until the majority wins, and then you need to make your voice heard. What this is happening is like I can be heard, and even the Canadian government. So we can all agree that something needs to be done. I'm pretty sure the majority of people do, but then it's just like the Canadian government's like, even then they're like, what can we do? We can't just stroll into there and just fix this problem. This is something way deeper, and it's like civil war, and they can't get involved and stuff like that. And you know what I mean? So it's like, if my government can't help because of all these limitations, then what can I as a citizen of this nation do?
Yeah.
Like each of these could be in their own topic by now.
Yeah, that's why we're doing rapid fire.
Anyways, this is pretty dark. We're only on 4?
Yeah, it's darker.
Where are we going next?
Then I bring it back to the massacre shooting in Orlando at Pulse nightclub.
Yeah,
where 49 people died and something like 53, I think. Were
I
injured.
taught him a cool new fact, was that the Sia video was like in honor of that shooting.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah. Do you ever watch that video?
No.
I love that performer. Do you know her name?
Maddie Ziegler.
Yeah.
The little girl dancer?
Yeah. Phenomenal.
Yeah,
Like
awesome.
she's really good. She almost kind of scares me a little bit because she's like her expressions
Well,
and her,
I watched-
her
I watched-
intensity.
That's when she's performing. I've watched her in So You Think You Dance. She was a judge last summer. And she's
How old is she?
13, 14.
It's insane.
But yeah, she's really talented. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, that shooting, like the whole. I guess Trump is on your list, but we can touch on it there too. It just seems like we're taking 2 steps backwards with gay rights and that type of stuff. Like, really, we're still discriminating against black people and gay people. Like, who the fuck cares about?
Because
any
now
of
there's all of a sudden a bigger threat, right? Like, I'm not like the terror. More people are afraid, like are willing to kind of unite themselves around the fact of fixing terrorism and the threat to the country is a bigger issue than civil rights and rights for gays, and so that's why it's taking a back seat, because he's been able to say, well, this is more important. I'm not saying it is or isn't. I mean, Trump's been able to say this is more important in a way. Support me and I'll help solve this problem. Forget about the rest for a little bit, or like it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, pro-life or pro-choice. It doesn't matter right now. Get behind me and I'm going to solve this issue. And he's been able to do that, and that's why I think he won. Because people are like, okay, well, we'll deal with pro-choice, pro-life later. Right now, we need to have safety before I can start thinking about.
He's fear-mongering.
Fear-mongering. Because if you think about like people in Syria, they're not thinking about pro-life, pro-choice. They're not thinking about gay rights. They're not thinking about, they're thinking about living, right? Getting past today to get to tomorrow. Obviously, we're nowhere near that. The United States is nowhere near that. But when you present it the way that it's been presented, it's almost like, well, maybe we will be, maybe we can be. I mean, and there has been threats, and there has been, terrible things happen, and so those things take a back seat, right?
Yeah. And Pulse was the largest shooting massacre, I think, in U.S. history.
Do you have any
It's crazy
numbers?
to think how like
49 people.
you go a couple months without a shooting massacre, and it's like you almost like know like any day now it's going to be another big CNN live Reddit thread. Like, it's just there's another one coming. There's another one.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, like 2 died at this place. No longer is relevant almost.
Yeah, it's
because
the next 10
two
plus.
2 dead at a shooting is like, okay, we'll mention it. We'll mention it. But
Maybe
we're not going to highlight. We're not going to send a news reporter down to wherever to go report it, because it's only 2.
Anyways, the guy got he had his they're still debating on his actual sentence, but the guy that walked into a black church and he chilled with them for like an hour or 2. They offered him a seat, they read the Bible with them, they were singing songs, he was participating, and then when they all closed their eyes to pray, that's when he went pop, 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 pop. He killed like 10 or 12 people or something. Only 3 people survived. But yeah, he just had all the court stuff just passed, and there are 33 charges in total. And they're just going to sentence him. It's either going to be life or death penalty.
Mm-hmm.
Which again, it's like, I'm not for the death penalty, but you always wonder, like, is there something that's worth it? Like, that's a whole other topic.
Yeah.
Death penalty. Let's have that next topic. I'll do that topic today.
Oh my God.
No, maybe not.
Number 2, little Canadian spin on it. The Fort McMurray wildfire or wildfires.
That's number 2.
That's number 2.
It's close to home, man.
Close to home.
A lot of people are.
Yeah, but he's saying that's
So
some serious things right below that.
I can 6 degrees of separation. I can give that. So my wife's cousin was actually living out in Fort McMurray with her boyfriend, and they got displaced and had to move back to back home, back to Toronto, Oshawa specifically, because of the wildfires. And I'm like, so what? Like, I was almost confused by it. I'm like, so what are you doing? When are you going back? She's like, I don't have a job. Like, I don't have a job anymore.
I don't have a life.
She's like, I don't know.
I hope to never be able to relate to a lot of these stories. Like,
you know what I mean? It's like,
insane.
I don't know what to do. Like, I'm going to go back because, but
it's like when you see a big giant hurricane in the States down in Florida or somewhere like that. It's like, there used to be a house here. This was my house. Yeah. And you had the videos of the fire. Like, some guys had their webcam still going, right, when the fire took over his house. And it's just like, there goes your couch. There goes, like, your house is gone.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the company she worked for, I think they paid her like a week. They're like, okay, we're on fire, so we're done. Here's a week's pay to help you. It's all week. Like, I mean, you can. I think that's even reasonable. You can't expect them to pay
Buy a flight, go
for
somewhere.
it. But here's a week's pay. Good luck, and that's it. Ciao.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I remember during that time, I was seeing a lot of Alberta license plates start showing up in Ontario. Like, I remember realizing that. Like,
Really?
yeah.
Little stats on it. May 1st, that's when it happened. 210,000 acres were burned down. It took until July 5th to get the fire under control.
That's crazy.
Most expensive disaster in Canadian history. $3.58 billion.
Insane.
No direct fatalities though that were related to the blaze. And
Surprising.
give or take, roughly 100,000 people were
Displaced.
fled and displaced. So yeah, I mean, this is also any of these can go on anywhere on the list, but I thought this one fits good here, especially because it hits more close to home and like $3.58 billion. Like that's it's not even it can't be even like top 15 largest cities in Canada. Like, you know what I mean? Like
I don't.
Fort McMurray. And so like let's just round up $4 billion gone. Like just in that, imagine Toronto burns down. Like, it's just like that. I would not have put that number. But I guess it makes sense, right? When everything burns down.
Yeah, it's insane. And I mean, you look at California's had a couple within like recent memory, big, massive, and I don't know how they compare in size. I remember, again, Reddit is my source for a lot of information. I remember seeing a diagram where they had like the flames and what it would look like encompassing Toronto, and it's all not even just Toronto. It's all like Mississauga, Vaughan.
Did
It's
you get to
crazy.
Streetsville?
Yeah, man, you're on fire, man.
Nah, yeah. Took a hard right there on
Yeah,
Street.
turn around right on Queen. But the
You
size,
can't fathom it. You can't
the
fathom
size is ridiculous. But I mean, wildfires can happen anywhere.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, forested areas, of course, are less likely in Toronto. There's High Park catches on fire. We're good.
Call Frankie.
But kind of touching base, I've always kind of wondered how people choose to live in like Tornado Alley in Kansas, for example.
Cheap real estate.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, maybe live
But, like-
there and then not get like tornado insurance. You know what I mean? Or maybe
Like,
they
I don't
they
know
probably
how-
don't even offer it
I don't even know how that works, or how much does it cost?
to get
Yeah,
tornado insurance.
yeah. What insurance company's like? Yeah, we'll pay.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. They probably don't even
Oh,
offer
house
it.
blows
Oh,
down.
it was only
Everything's
grade
had
2 tornadoes and below.
Yeah.
That was a grade 3 tornado.
Yeah, like I mean, I have no idea, but how does that even work?
Who knows?
And like, how? I guess necessity is a big role in people making decisions. Sometimes I have no choice but to live here. This is the only home I can afford. This is the only place I can make a living or life, right? So yes, there's that understanding, but like, I live here, and then come spring is tornado season. I don't know if that really is true or not, but I'm just saying. There's like a 50% chance a tornado is going to blow my house away. Like, how do you just...
No, I guess it's where you are. Number 1 is Trump. But not so much.
Big surprise.
Not so much Trump winning, because we've had that topic and we've talked about Trump. For me, the whole political show that happened that ramped up hardcore in 2016. Like, I'm not even American, and I was over it. Like, I could care less. So it was just
I
like
hate
this
how long
annoying
the
story.
I hate how long the campaign is for the states. And
Because there's the primaries, and then it goes
yeah,
to this
it
stuff.
felt like it was going on forever, and everyone was over it. And the fact that he actually won, it's almost like this story like is going to be like a multi-year top 10 list, because it's not over.
No.
Not over.
No.
If anything, it's literally, it hasn't even begun yet.
Yeah, in a way, yeah.
January 17th, thing
It's
it
going
is.
to be 4 years.
You know, that's when it starts.
So yeah, if he gets a full 4 years, and we've had like a year of him, give or take, we're at 20%
More than
of
a year.
Donald
I remember being
Trump.
on my honeymoon in like August of 2015, and that's when he was still running for his primary. And it was just
What
like, Trump.
blows my mind, again, plus or minus, I've said this a couple of times, but I want to, is how much people didn't think he would win.
Yeah.
You know,
Those
how
polls
like
fucked up.
everyone was literally laughing at the idea of him being
Yeah, it was a joke.
the leader of the Republican Party, right? winning the primary there, then laughing at the idea he'd even get any support, laughing at the idea he would win, and then he does. And then throughout it all, he was just like,
Are you seeing the news stories?
I
now?
got it. I'm going to win. Don't worry about it. I'm going to win.
Have you seen the news stories from the past couple days?
No.
The CIA and the FBI just confirmed it today that they now truly believe that Russia was involved with rigging the election.
Oh, I saw something. I haven't.
But what's crazy is like you read these articles and it's like, okay, what's going to happen? Probably nothing. Like that's insane.
Nothing.
Like what are you going to do, right? I mean, you could have a re-election, but it's just crazy to think that someone could have tampered with everything and decided it potentially, and you just know nothing's going to be done about it.
Nope.
That's crazy to think that.
I know it's crazy even to think that as an American citizen, saying like I voted and it didn't matter. It didn't matter. Even if you voted for Trump, now you realize, well, my vote didn't actually matter.
I don't think Trump people give a fuck.
Trump doesn't care.
Trump supporters like wearing Putin shirts and stuff now.
Probably.
I've seen it on Reddit. It's anyway.
Anyways, that's the top 10 list. We gotta move on. You gotta go to work soon. Honorable mentions: the Zika outbreak.
Oh yeah, that was not a
That
good
shit was
thing.
real. Big earthquakes.
That was this year.
Apparently, it made a lot of lists this year because I think.
I remember when the Tostitos were going on their honeymoon.
Yeah, it was around all the time your guys got married because
They were thinking.
No, the Cetos got married in November,
but they went on the honeymoon in December.
Right.
So yeah, December, January. I guess.
and we went on vacation for my birthday in March, and it was very much a thing.
Earthquakes in Italy. Apparently, it was like the biggest natural disaster in Italy. Those are big. Do you remember hearing about that?
No.
Okay, cool. All the police shooting all the civilians, all the black people.
I think that should have been on your list.
Yeah, police shooting should have been its own thing.
It could be its own topic.
That could have replaced. You could have combined Pulse and the terrorism.
No, I could have did the Pulse with the police shootings. Because as much as that guy said he did it under ISIS or whatever, he was just a lone crazy wolf, right? Another massacre, another shooting.
But whether he was sent by ISIS, I think that's important.
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't. But why so he wasn't part of ISIS. But if he did it for ISIS, even if it was a lone wolf acting on his own, but if he did it for that cause or did it in sympathy of them or in their support, then
I've been sitting here for the past 20 minutes or however long we've been talking about this, trying to figure out what your shirt was.
Love. It says love.
Yeah, but I just realized kind of like now that was like a grenade and a gun. And
That's why it's ironic.
Yeah.
Anyways, honorable mention, top 10 worst list.
Let's
Us doing this fucking podcast.